All right, guys, you know how this goes. We pay the bills first. It is Cash App on the block with Jen. I am Jen. So if you like what you see and you like what you hear, and even if you don't, pay the lady. Feel free to leave me a tip in Cash App or super chat me either way. Now that we got the business out the way, we can have fun, right? See how women are? We like to get the business out the way, then we can have fun. How is everyone this evening? I hope you enjoyed last night's stream. This is Block Stars Podcast, formerly known as On the Block with Jen. It is Block Stars Podcast now. What do you do here, Jen? Who are you? I don't know you. I was just scrolling by and I seen this cute girl being really, really extra with the checkerboard. What you doing? Well, I do one-on-one interviews. I do trending topics. Okay. I do lots of LGBTQIA issues. Do a little bit of everything here. Okay. I shoot straight from the hip. I shoot straight from the hip, people. I shoot straight from the hip, right? But you will leave here thinking very differently, right? I like audience participation. Feel free to throw your thoughts in the chats. I see super chats better though. Something weird about super chats, so they just pop out at me. Okay. All right, guys. So last night I spoke to you about Kevin Spacey's documentary. And interestingly enough, long story short, he's been accused of all kinds of things. Some celebrity friends of his are calling it a witch hunt, right? To me, he was just some gay guy who was very inappropriate on set. I don't think he should be nailed to the cross. I think he's learned his lesson. I think he'll be on his P's and Q's now. So I do agree with his friends, his Hollywood friends, Liam Neeson and Sharon Stone. Let the man work. He's an amazing talent. He didn't violate any children. He didn't take any booty by force. He's just a nasty, inappropriate man, right? And I think he learned his lesson and, let Kevin Spacey back on set. All right, guys, with that said, I may be a little biased because some of you guys know I do act. Thank you. Can't see me. Senna, how are you? I can see you. Thank you for that compliment. All right, guys, once again, on the block with Jen, Cash App. All right. And let's get started with this. Tonight's topic. Wait, let me throw this up there because some of y'all are a little deaf or blind. There it goes on the bottom. Hit like and subscribe. Buy me a smoothie. Cash App on the block with Jen so I don't have to keep repeating it, right? It is scrolling at the bottom so you don't have to ask. Or a super chat. All right, guys. So tonight's topic. Jaleel White's wedding to white wife Nicolleta Ruhl. Urkel married a white woman. However, it's not the first white woman he's with publicly. Okay, his baby mama is also white. So tonight we're going to talk a little bit about race and about black men who are square. Okay? Some of you call them blurds. A black nerd. Okay? Are square black men better suited with white women? Is it easier for them to get along with white women? Are white women less drama? Let's get into that a little bit, okay? I know you guys are probably thinking, oh, why does it always have to be about race? Because we live in America. That's why. Plus, race gets the blood boiling. So tonight's going to be all about race. So if you're sensitive about race, particularly yours or somebody else's, fuck off tonight. Tonight's all about race. And I'm jumping right in. Let me lower this a little bit because I know you guys like a little cleavage. Some of you girls too, maybe. I don't know. Are you feeling this black and white checkerboard? I felt a little exaggerated tonight. So I was like, I'm going to do the double and the double. Okay? Double and the double. Why not? All right. So Jaleel White, a.k.a. Urkel. Did I do that? He sure did. Publicly with the second white woman. Now, I know. Lots of black women will say, we don't care. We don't care who he gets, so we don't care. We didn't want him, right? But if you scroll Instagram like I do, you see a lot of people attacking him for taking wealth out of the black community by marrying a white woman, okay? I didn't make this up. I observed things, and then I come talk to you about them, okay? I just observe. I'm a little sponge, and I observe things, lots of different things. And then I come talk to you about them. And then you reply, and you let me know what you think. I just have one point of view. You guys could correct me if I'm wrong, though. I'm seldom wrong. Okay. So, Urkel, Jaleel White. I saw online where people were saying, hey, even when he was Stefan, if you guys watch Family Matters, you know that the Urkel character, how is it that he used to turn into Stefan, guys? Was it a potion he drank? Help me out. Help me out, Block Stars. Help me out. Did he drink a potion? Did he walk in a closet? Did he get hit with something? I don't remember how Urkel turned into Stefan, which was the cool version of Urkel, right? And Laura wanted that guy. Because remember Urkel, I do remember Urkel was after Laura all the time, right? Just like in real life. And someone was after Urkel, somebody that he didn't like. So there was a little triangle. Urkel wanted Laura didn't want him, but then there was a nerdy girl who was Urkel's equal that Urkel didn't want. So art imitates life or vice versa, right? How was it that Urkel turned into Stefan? Okay, thank you, Haran Zamako, for answering the trivia. Urkel turned into Stefan with a potion, apparently. With a potion. Okay, with a potion. I forgot how he turned into what's his name? Let me lower my phone because people are gonna be texting through. My sister's trying to talk to me right now. She doesn't know I'm live. Okay, so on the show Family Matters, Urkel would turn into Stefan with a potion, and then he was like the hot, smooth guy. I remember a couple of those episodes, right? And then Laura was like, "Oh shit, like who's this guy?" Right? And when you think about it, metaphorically, whatever, that's how life works. Women are attracted to a certain type of man, a man with swag, right? You know, as far as I remember, they didn't make Stefan a millionaire. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, chat. They didn't make him a millionaire. They just gave him hella swag. They gave Stefan hella swag, right? And then Laura started paying attention to him. The same Laura that didn't like Urkel. Did I do that? She didn't like that guy. She liked Stefan, right? So Urkel, in real life, Jaleel White has a child with a white woman, then marries another white woman as of late. So I have two questions for you. I know when men of color, this isn't exclusive to Black men, but just when men of color, traditionally, culturally, when they talk about beautiful women, the women are usually pretty face, right? Face card does not decline. Beautiful bodies, voluptuous, curvy, right? Whenever a man of color is looking at a woman of color, that's what he's looking for. That's what he's looking at. But I do notice there's a pattern. There's a pattern when men of color get with white women. They usually look like this. They're pencil thin. They're not much in the looks department, right? This is who Urkel married. All right. I'm going to leave that up for a couple seconds. I want you to take it in. That's Nicolleta Ruhl. Now, Nicolleta Ruhl, she's not a complete bum. Okay, I'll tell you what she does for a living. I'll pull it up right here. Who is Nicolleta Ruhl? It says here, his wife heads business development at the sports technology and gaming company Status Pro. Okay, heads business development at the sports technology and gaming company Status Pro. So little Miss Nicolleta is not a complete bum. She has a great job. If you Google her net worth and you believe in Google, she's worth about 800K. Jaleel White is worth more than that. I think he's in the 8 million. In other words, he didn't need her money. So before y'all get the clamor and, oh, he got with her for money, he has shitloads, truckloads, U-Haul loads, more money than she does. But this is who he chose to marry. That's Nicolleta Ruhl. Now, I said there was a pattern because when men of color are targeting women of color, you got to be a dime. You hear the guys talking, you got to be a dime. You have to be a dime, right? Gotta have an ass and some titties, a little waist is preferred. You know what I mean? You got to be the sexy thing. But when they go for white women, they don't give a damn what she look like. I mean, this looks like Jim Carrey in a wig, respectfully. I mean, it ain't my problem. He has to look at this. Can you imagine the orgasm faces? Lord, ooh, I'm big on orgasm faces. That shit, orgasming. Hey, he likes it. I love it, right? He likes it. We love it. We're not gonna complain. I'm just saying, why is it that when men of color are targeting women of color, they got to be fine, and then when they go white, they do that? It's unfair. So let's dig a little deeper. Jaleel White had made a statement rather, about Black women. Hold on to your seats. I'm gonna read it for you. Peach juice is everything, y'all. So this is a statement, because I told you tonight's gonna be all about race. This is a statement, for all the Black women commenting, and I know, I'm telling you, I know you guys are gonna say Black women don't care. I know Black women, I don't care. We don't give a damn who he married. We don't want him. But if you look at the comments on social media, it's a bit different, right? Black women have a lot to say about Black men that marry white. It's usually never nothing nice. So just like him and the other guy, Tay Diggs, and a lot of Black men that marry white, they do get critiqued for taking, like I said, wealth out of the community. There's this community. There's this myth of a community. I still say it's a myth. There's this myth of a community where they're all supposed to stick together and raise everybody up, and everybody's supposed to be wealthy in that community, and everybody in the community is supposed to be looking out for everybody. This community is this weird community that exists. It's like the Twilight Zone. It's like a myth, but it's there. It's like Santa Claus or like a tooth fairy. It's like we've never seen it, but it's there. We know it's there, and it's tradition. We talk about there's a community. So it's been said when Black men marry white, they're taking money out of that community. They've said it about Michael Jordan. They said it about Kobe Bryant. They said it about Jaleel White. So Jaleel White, I guess this was his response to Black women saying that he dates white, marries white, has children with white women. This is what Jaleel White said. What's up, Josh? What's up, Anthony Jones? So let's pull up what Jaleel White said if you guys are curious. Told you tonight's all about race. You know you guys like talking about race. Gets the people going. All right, Urkel. Urkel said, fuck all that. I'm just going to leave this here. Oh, shit. You know when they start with that line, they got something to say. I'm going to just leave this here, Jaleel White says. Never seen a celebrity Black woman admit this. Props to you, Peppa. Peppa from Salt and Pepper. Peppa for spitting a little known truth. But if you weren't about that thug life as a youngster, smoking hella weed or getting paid for playing in the league, the finest sisters were not checking for you in the 90s. The jerks, rappers, and jocks scooped them all up. The past is the past. But oh, the stories I could share. Props to you again, Peppa. How many of you brothers who grew up in the 90s can relate? Can relate. All right. That's what Jaleel White had to say. Let me take you guys back a little bit. He's referring to when Peppa didn't want Will Smith because in her mind, Will Smith was too square. Right? Now, this gets convoluted because a lot of you guys will be like, yeah, look at Will Smith now. He a millionaire. Almost $500 million. Where you at, Peppa? Because you was chasing Tretch and the thugs. Now you ain't shit. And you guys try to relate to people that are so far, I mean, out of the universe from your experience. But somehow you will find a way to make yourself equal to Will Smith because you were rejected in high school. I don't know how y'all do it. Your imaginations are profound. You guys should write books. You guys should write books and movies because the way you think is profound, right? So you get to vicariously live through Will Smith and stick it to women like Peppa who preferred that thug, right? Because you automatically go to If a woman doesn't like the square, that she likes the asshole and the thug. That's where you guys take it. You go from here to there. You never go somewhere in the middle where a woman just wants somebody that's not geeky. A little swag will do. But you guys go from here to there. If she doesn't like Will Smith, then she must like, a criminal thug, the guy that's tatted up, a guy that punches old women in the head. Like you go from here to there. And you forget there's a middle. There's a balance of just a regular guy who's not all the way geeky and corny and not all the way a thug. It's the balance thing you guys have a problem with the most, I think. But there's somewhere in the middle. So I'm a bit cynical about what Jaleel White said, and here's why. Back in the 90s, according to Jaleel White and a lot of other men, the situation with Peppa and Will Smith, oh yeah, they all wanted the thugs and the players and the ball players and blah, blah. Well, now you're mad at nature. Now you're mad at nature. You're not even mad at women anymore. You're not mad at women. You're mad at nature now. Because when you look at what the thug, what the athlete, what the rapper represents, well, that's nature, honey. Because what they represent, the rapper, the thug, the athlete, they represent, like I mentioned last night, provision. They represent protection. They represent financial stability. They represent good genes. They represent, if I have a child with this rapper, with this thug, with this athlete, we're going to be okay because he can protect and provide. Now, what happens after? Sometimes you win some, you lose some. Don't act like the only relationships that don't work out is women getting with thugs. Women have married rich, well-off-to-do men nerds and have been murdered. Whole family murdered, chopped down. But you guys very conveniently concentrate on the failures of relationships with thugs. You watch Discovery ID. I watch it. It's plenty of square men, horrible looking men, aesthetically just unsightly. And the women opt for them. Women have opted for many a nerd that chopped her head off. So don't make it sound like, oh, the only time it doesn't work out, you got with a thug. That's not the only time relationships don't work out. Some of you guys are square as fuck and have a string of ex-girlfriends. Why didn't it work out for you? If relationships always work out when you choose the square or the corny dude or the nerd that women are supposed to want. Some of you are single right now, square as shit, Incelius Maximus as shit, nerdy, blurty as shit. So, Black Stars, por Dios. Let's keep it on no right now, okay? So, Peppa thought Will was too square. Got with Tretch. It didn't work out. Yeah, look what happened. So, but Will was married to a beautiful woman who chose him. I am not talking about that bald-headed scallywag. I'm not talking about Jada Pinkett. I'm talking about his first wife. I'm talking about Will Smith's first wife. Respectfully to Willow, because I love Willow. But there was a beautiful woman who chose Will Smith, chose him with her heart and soul, and they got divorced. It didn't work out. So there's an example of a woman that did choose Will Smith and it didn't work out. Cherie, whatever the fuck her name is. And she wanted out so bad, according to them both. I'm not making this up. According to Will telling the story, and according to his ex-wife Cherie telling the story, she wanted out of that marriage, and Will didn't want to let her go. And she told him, why would you want to hold on to somebody that doesn't love you anymore? And then it clicked in Will's head, oh shit, I got to let her go. She doesn't love me anymore. So every time you pick the good guy, the square guy, doesn't mean it's going to work out. And every time you pick the so-called thug doesn't mean it's not going to work out or work out. People are people. in every tax bracket, in every neighborhood from here to fucking South Bronx to Detroit to fucking Chicago to Calabasas, California. People are people. But because a lot of you guys are in pain, you live vicariously through these people, you think Peppa ending up with Tretch is some sort of win for you. And it's not a win for you because you're a nerd. So when someone like Jaleel White says the sisters wanted the thugs and the athletes, and no, the sisters wanted men. The sisters, not only the sisters, Puerto Rican women. You see my flag? White women, everybody. Women are always going to choose the provision, the man that looks like can protect her physically, financially. We gravitate, right, towards that. And it seems like men don't want women to gravitate towards that. And this is what you're fighting nature now. You're not even fighting women anymore. Chalk it up to nature. Women aren't even part of the equation anymore. Chalk it up to nature. That's how nature works. I told you about the freaking animals all the time. You watch Animal Planet. Does the cute lady monkey go with the silverback that got his ass beat? You watch it. I'm sure you've seen it. Who does the cute lady monkey go with? The one that just got his ass beat and walking away holding his head bleeding from the mouth? Or does she go and mate with the silverback that won? That's what essentially what you guys are mad at. Get your swag up, get your money up, or get your body up. Did you hear what I said? I didn't say go out and get rich. I didn't say go out and be 6'5". I didn't say go out and grow 3 inches of dick. I said get your swag up, get your money up, or get your body up. You got 3 fucking choices. Lucky you. You don't need all 3. You need one of them. Lucky you. You can be attracted to a woman like that. Get your swag up, get your money up, or get your body up. Go to the YMCA, start working out, get you some traps. Get you some biceps. We even like biceps with guts. Lucky y'all. Or get your money up if you'll never get your body up and you're 5'5". Or get your swag up. The world is at your fingertips. How do I get swag if I don't have it? Start reading GQ magazine online. Start looking at how men dress for inexpensively and still look good. Y'all are too fucking lazy and want too fucking much. So when I see Jaleel White say back in the 90s, the women wanted bop, 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 you guys put a lot of emphasis on what women prefer. But let's say, for shits and giggles, going back to Precious, Gabby Sidibe, the actress Gabby Sidibe who played Precious in the movie. You mean to tell me that nobody that looked like that was after Jaleel White? You mean to tell me that no nerdy girl, no chubby girl, no girl that probably didn't know how to dress, no girl that had braces and a retainer, no girl that had a ponytail this long, no girl. These girls don't exist, and none of them are checking for y'all, and none of them were checking for Jaleel White. None of them were checking. Nope, those girls didn't exist. Are there girls right now that can say, I wanted Jaleel White in high school. He wasn't checking for me because I was chubby. Or he wasn't checking for me because I was dark skinned. Or he wasn't checking for me because I had acne. Or he wasn't checking for me because I had braces and glasses. Why is it that you act like you also don't reject women aesthetically? Why is it that men act like that? I'm sure, Jaleel White was famous by then, right? He played Urkel very young. I'm sure there was a lot of corny girls that were after him and he didn't want them. But men like that are quick to point out, and there's a lot of men like that, they're quick to point out what women didn't want them. They always omit the women that they didn't want. You notice that? When they're playing their violin, them women don't want me. They want the thugs and the athletes. They didn't want me. They wanted Tretch. They want the 50 Cent. They always omit the women that may have wanted them, and they was like, you're not the light-skinned pretty girl with the curly hair. They always omit that. What about them girls that wanted you? So men understand nature quite clearly. Men understand nature. They just think it works one way. Because all of you out there watching me right now, whether you're from the Enceladus Maximus tribe, whether you're nerdy, whether you got money, whether you don't have money, there's so many people from different walks of life. There is someone for you. There's someone for you, men and women. But are you rejecting them? Are you thinking you're better? Because that's really all this is at the end of the day. It's a fucking mountain load of hypocrisy. That's what it is at the end of the day. I guarantee I can find women that have been rejected because the man wanted somebody that was more attractive, that rejected them, and then they blame it on, she just wanted the thug. She wanted the asshole. She wanted the athlete. Yeah, she does. Because of what he represents. Good, bad, or indifferent, whether the relationship works out or not, that is who she's choosing. That's nature. Now you're mad at nature. Again, you're not mad at women. You're mad at nature. And you're mad at your position in the pecking order of nature. You want women to go against nature. Women can't go against nature. Nature is nature. You ever seen weeds grow up through freaking concrete in a city? You're like, damn, they fucking poured concrete on this shit and the ground cracked and there's fucking weeds and grass coming out of in between the concrete. That you can't stop nature. Y'all seen Jurassic Park? Life always finds a way. Nature always finds a way. So I see a lot of this. So Jaleel White goes and marries this woman. And everybody loses their minds. That's who he married. They lose their minds. Ooh, that baby's going to look like something. Respectfully. Ryan Adams, Dr. Umar is coming after Jaleel White. I'm sure he will have something to say. Thank you, Edward Thomas. This is my background. I made it myself. Thank you for the compliment. I did make this background myself. My ode to New York City. Thank you, Keith David. Thank you for backing me up in that, because I remember it clearly. Okay, thank you for also being someone who witnessed it. Keith David says the community gave Kobe Bryant hell when he married a Mexican woman and had kids with her. I remember that. I'm glad somebody else remembers it. They insisted that Kobe was taking wealth out of the Black community. That is what they said. They said the same thing about Michael Jordan. So let's not pretend that these things are not said. I mean, I know it sounds tough and cool online to say, I don't care. I don't want him anywhere. It sounds great. But there's a reason why Urkel, aka Jaleel White, there's a reason why he clapped back and had to let it be known that they didn't want him back in the day, which I call cap on, because he was already famous. I call cap. But maybe, I don't know, prior to, maybe when he was in junior high school, I don't know. He's claiming all the girls, he's like, I was there. He's making a statement. I was there. They wanted the thugs and the athletes and yeah. But explain why. Explain why. They wanted the athlete and explain why. What does that athlete represent? There's this myth that women like assholes. Women like assholes. Women like you guys, some of you are so small-minded. What does that asshole represent? What does the asshole? I'm gonna help you out. What does the asshole represent? Women like assholes. Women like to be slapped around. What is it? You know what? I'm not even gonna fucking answer. I'm gonna let the chat answer. I want you to pause your man brain for 2.5 seconds. When you hear women like assholes, women like thugs, women like men to slap them around, what does that type of man represent? Because let me tell you, you'd have, and I'm not saying that some women aren't completely mentally ill, but you have to be mentally ill to go into a relationship with the desire to get your ass beat. With the desire I'm talking about. Unless a woman is mentally ill, no woman is going to look at a man and say, I really hope that man will beat my ass in this relationship. No woman goes into a relationship like that unless she's mentally ill. Now, a woman chooses a guy who's the thug or the asshole, and then all shit breaks loose, and she's like, whoa, this is a bit too much for me. I like that he was tough, but I didn't want to get hit upside the head. But why do you think women are attracted to the quote unquote asshole or the thug? I want you guys to answer it. And I see a fucking answer already. I see an answer already. Thank you, Fahim Jackson. Thank you, Fahim Jackson. The reason why: power, order, leadership, and fucking control. That guy that you chalk up to just being a regular old asshole, women like the thug, women like asshole. No, it's what the asshole represents in her mind. It all goes back to provision and power. This guy, in some way, shape, or form, he is in control of his fucking environment, even if he doesn't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. Because a lot of you guys also say, well, yo, she wanted that guy straight out of jail. That motherfucker didn't have nothing. I had a job. And this is going to blow your mind. A thug that comes out and controls his neighborhood is more attractive than a nerdy guy who answers to a white man. Yes, sir. No, sir. Okay, sir. How much more coffee do you want, sir? Now you're thinking that the job is better because you're stable, but you're forgetting nature and the natural order of things and how women think. Power, order, leadership, and control. And women don't care what environment that's in, long as it looks like that's what's happening. Now, of course, you'll get into that relationship and see, oh, it's a little bit too toxic. I don't want all of this. And then she's up shit's creek. But initially, the attraction was that, what Fahim Jackson said. David Dillon, thank you. You guys, okay. You guys are showing up today. Thank you, David Dillon. They see the desirable alpha qualities on the surface. Thank you. That is what it is. Women do not purposely go, I need an asshole in my life. I want a thug with a record. No. They're looking at those qualities. This man is in full control, whether he's in control of his 4 buddies on the corner or he's in control of a business. He's in control. I want that guy. And since the beginning of time, that is how women have been. So I need men to be less hypocritical. When you fucking say, she wanted a thug. Women want the assholes. They want the athletes that sleep around. What those men represent is power. And power, forget oysters. Power is the biggest aphrodisiac on the planet. You saw last night when I spoke about Kevin Spacey and all those men he bent over. Kevin Spacey had a string of groupie males who, when they met him, claimed they were straight, heterosexual males. And then Kevin Spacey talked to them a couple of times, offered them some Hollywood, offered them positions in freaking Beverly Hills and Calabasas, and those men folded. How many guys have you seen, or maybe you're the guy that's always big broing another man? Why do you big bro somebody? Because you feel like that guy has more power than you, or more wits, or more worldly, or stronger. That's big bro. That's big bro. Sorry, men are some of the biggest groupies I've ever seen. But you always put it on women. We see that with podcasters. Y'all be with podcasters. I mean, y'all be in them dudes. I shit zip their pants up when you're done. some of the shit I've seen you do and say for these guys. So don't act like you don't know what power is. Don't act like you have no idea why women are attracted to power when y'all are attracted to power. If Andrew Tate popped up and invited you on his yacht, you'd go up running. So stop. You know why women are attracted to power, because you're attracted to power. So before you fix your bitter little lips to talk about women like the sisters didn't want me, Jaleel White, the sisters didn't want me, honey, the sisters didn't want you, and that's what you end up with. Sayonara, adios, good luck. Jazz hands. Okay. So I know you guys can figure this out. You have to be smarter. And if you are going to be that very just laid back, I don't want no problems, I don't want no beef, I don't want no drama, and you want to get yourself a woman, I don't want no beef, I don't want no drama, just stay in your lane. There's no crashing there. And that's men who want any woman. Race, religion, size, shape. Stay in your lane. Because you notice the men that aren't sought after by women, let's say if they get with a Mexican, like Kobe Bryant did, or they get with a white woman, you notice nobody cares. You notice nobody cares. Women are usually talking this type of shit when it's like a Kobe Bryant or a Michael Jordan. It's like, how dare you take the wealth out of the community? This fucking myth of a community. I'm gonna keep saying that's a fucking myth. It's like Santa Claus. You're taking money out of the community. And this is a real fucking thing that people argue about and debate about. When these wealthy black men marry outside of the community, they get lambasted. How dare you take money out of the community? That money was ours. That fucking Nike, that Air Jordan money was ours. Kobe, that Laker money was ours. You gave it to the Mexican. These conversations really happen. We're not about to sit here and act like they fucking don't, because they do. They fucking do. Don't get cute. Ron said, big broing like a motherfucker. Yes. Men are very keen. Men are very, very well versed in power. They are. They just dumb up when it comes to women. And like I said yesterday, women have an excuse. Women have an excuse to be groupies and chase men. They're going by their nature. Not only that, but women, I was having this conversation with Haran earlier, women are always vulnerable. They're always vulnerable, no matter how big and tough they are, no matter how armed they are. I'm armed, I'm insured, I'm trained. They're always more vulnerable than a man, right? So that's another thing. When women are looking at the thug, or women, I've dated guys who have bodyguards. I've dated guys who have bodyguards and they follow us wherever the fuck we go. Takes a little getting used to, but then you feel really, really safe. At the end of the day, women are attracted to that. Whether it's the thug that just came out of prison and has no money, or the millionaire who has bodyguards, or the guy that's just running shit in his high school schoolyard. It's not about wealth, it's about provision. It's about power. It's about safety. And women are always going to be attracted to that. And that's why I say get your swag up, because swag looks like that. Get your money up, more money, live in better neighborhoods, get better cars, eat in better restaurants, able to take her to safer places, or get your body up. because a built body also represents protection. That is what women want. You're never going to change it. I keep telling you guys that you are never, ever, ever going to change it. So you have to change you. You guys are barking at the moon. You're pulling your hair out, wanting the sun not to rise and set. That's how natural it is that women like them type of guys. Or you do what Jaleel White did and get you one of them. Get you one of them. That woman there, she ain't gonna cause him no problems. He was smart as hell. He knows his level. He knows if he gets with. Listen, everybody's not Ciara and Russell. When Ciara met Russell, square as fuck, she dressed him up. Now he's swaggy as fuck. But he had money and a body. Do you see what I mean? And then Ciara finished building him exactly how she wanted him. And when you look at Ciara's past and people say, oh, she was with Future. She was with 50 Cent. She was with thugs before she got with Russell. Russell was sucker. If you look at all the men collectively, they all represented, whether you like the representation or not, okay? Whether you like it or not, they all represented some sort of power. Future is a thug. Talks about drugs in the street. You know, 50 Cent, same thing. So when you look at it from a point of view of women chasing provision and finances and safety, all three men represent that. Future, 50, and Russell, they all represent that. They all represent some level of provision and protection. All three of them. So when she used to like thugs, now she's with Russell. No, women are chasing what I said: swag, money, or body, power. They all represented that in some way, shape, or form. And women are always going to look and pick that guy, especially if she's attractive. Oh, you really out of here if y'all don't got any of those three. Y'all could just stay in the environment you are, marry or date your coworker. You're out of here. Because if a woman's attractive, no matter what circle she's in, and Ciara's a great example, but not in the way you thought she was a great example. She's a great example of no matter what circle she was in, she picked the alpha in the room. Because in a room of regular guys, Future's going to look like the alpha. Because he's a street dude and he got money. Picked him. 50 Cent, same thing. And if you ask me, Future's here, then 50's here, right? So Ciara kept going up. You got Bow Wow, Future, 50, Russell. I told you that is what women do. Naturally hypergamous, baby. But all those men represent some sort of provision. Hey, don't hate the messenger. Thank you, Pure Honey. Vanessa ain't gave shit to Mexicans either. Can we get a fucking amen? Where is this money supposed to go? You know who Vanessa gave money to? I saw she makes personal appointments at Christian Louboutin. Personal appointments. They shut down the motherfucking store for Vanessa Bryant. Christian Louboutin. I'm sure she could get, personal appointments in Neiman Marcus. I'm sure she could get personal appointments in Louis Vuitton, Gucci and Prada, and Birkin. She's a billionaire. So that's hilarious. She hasn't given shit to Mexicans either. And hey, she does have charities, after Kobe, R.I.P. Kobe forever, Mambacita. After he passed away, she's keeping his charities going. She gave $30 million to to his charity after she won that lawsuit and stuff. So she's spending the money. She's just not saving the Black community with it. You know. Dre Experience says, what you're basically telling me, Black Americans are not very smart. Somehow you guys believe Kobe's money was going to help Black strangers. Yes, not just Kobe, but many wealthy men. They say the same thing about Michael Jordan. When he married that chick out of, what is she, Brazilian or whatever, Brazilian white lady, they said the same thing about Michael Jordan. He's taking the wealth out of the Black community. This is how people think about other people's money. This is how they think. Thank you, No Saint. I was feeling a bit exaggerated tonight. I was like, I'm going to be extra dramatic. I'm going to match the wall with the t-shirt and the glasses. I could stand here and be in camouflage. What's up? Oh, Daniel, thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Although this could be a slippery slope, let's bring this up. Shit, this could be a whole topic. Daniel Womack says, that's why you ask about past relationships and exes to get an idea of the type she likes. That's a whole topic within itself. Although, again, it could be a slippery slope because I don't recommend, like, you talk about a lot of exes. However, if you just want to go to safe route, understand that women from all walks of life are going to pick swaggy, money, or built. Swaggy, money, or built. You're providing something for a woman. She's going to take one of those three. And I'm talking about no matter, when I say money, I'm talking about no matter what your tax bracket is. I said money. I didn't say rich, because y'all hear money and you think millions. Swag, money, or a body. You got to have one of those three. And you can have the money part with a regular job, long as she needs that money. You see how women are? Women are quite simple. You guys think, you guys listen to podcasters, and they're so complicated and they never satisfied. Swag, money, or a body. That's what attracts us. This is why the guy fresh out with a brown paper bag, getting off a bus, just got freed from a prison in the white wife beater with the tattoos and the traps and the shoulders. This is why women look at him. This is why women look at him. He's not pulling up in no fucking Lambo. He's not pulling up in a Rolls. And I promise you that two women could be at brunch, okay? And they'll look at that guy getting off that bus, buff, in a wife beater, and they're going to be like, holy shit, do you see that, Vanessa? Ooh, girl, look at him. And if a guy with a Rolls pulls up, oh shit, girl, you see him, Vanessa? Okay, hey. If that's not proof, I don't know what is. I'm a woman, trust me. Trust me. Those two men get the same fucking reaction. And let me get really dirty for y'all. Of course, the guy in the Rolls is going to get priority. But once she gets bored of him, she's going to go with the guy that's built fresh out. That's how women are. And that's why I'm saying the baddest motherfuckers got all three. But you could have one, and you could work one really, really good. You can make a woman fall in love and just work one of those. Swag, money, or built. You can work one of those. It's always a crapshoot. It's always a crapshoot. Whether you're rich, whether you're poor, whether you're broke, whether you got money, whether you got muscles, it's always a crapshoot. However, you stand a better chance with one of those three things. Or you're going to live a really under the radar, regular life, regular guy, regular job, and you're going to choose that regular woman. No beef, no drama. Y'all Netflix and chill, make y'all little burgers on the weekend, have 2.5 children. But I'm talking about for you guys that want. You guys that want and desire this life and desire the type of woman that looks a certain type of way. I'm talking to you guys. You guys that desire, you guys that see beautiful women, like, oh, that bitch wanted a thug. Haha, good for her. It didn't work out. You guys would invent a new Year's Eve if Russell and Ciara broke up. You guys would invent a new New Year's Eve. We'd never hear the end of it. We would never hear the end of it because you're going to feel vindicated. And you're not mad at Ciara. You're mad at the natural order of things. And why women in general are attracted to the Russells and the 50s and the Futures. Or the assholes, according to y'all. Or the thugs. Y'all would make a new 4th of July. We would never hear the end of it. There'd be fireworks on every timeline from fucking YouTube to Instagram. He broke up with her. Now she a baby mama. Yeah, you would make that woman all kinds of things. And at the end of the day, she still wouldn't choose you. Ain't that a bitch? She still wouldn't choose you. She's looking for the next baller. And she's in that bracket. She's in that environment. Being attractive is a privilege. It just is. Being talented is a privilege. It is. Now she got 4 kids. She's still going to be at them parties. She's still going to be at them shows. She's still going to be in them Versace gowns. So her attraction is still going to be for that alpha male. Shit, if anything, Russell gave her more credibility. That's how it is. David Dillon says, so right. I remember when Prison Bae flashed those green eyes in the mugshot. The comments were, listen, Prison Bae. And who did Prison Bae end up with? The wealthy bitch. He knocked up a wealthy bitch. That woman could have cracked her legs for any wealthy man. And she cracked her legs for Prison Bae. If that ain't proof of what I'm saying, I don't know what the fuck is. This woman is the heiress to Hot Topic stores. Her daddy's in the billions. She could have had any man at any party. She could have met any well-to-do man and joined her body with another billionaire's son and created no, she wanted Prison Bae. Somebody's baby daddy who got out of prison. Why? Because he looked good. He looked good. I told you that. But she was in a position where she didn't need money. Are you guys listening to me? I said swag money or body. She has Hot Topic money. She got her daddy's money. So you could take money off the list. And what does she do? Go with the guy that's jacked from prison. Literally, prison. Trying to tell you. You don't listen to me. You don't listen to me. This here. I mean, it's 2024, y'all. It's 2024. Y'all gotta grow up. Y'all have to do your best to grow up. We are no longer 15, 16, trying to watch a raggedy tape of porn because our friends brought it over and we're all giggling in the living room. Ooh, you got a porn VHS that we're not the regular women that got slutted out by the alpha. And that, what does that even mean, slutted out? What does that mean? You guys are still under the impression that women don't like fucking too. You guys are still doing that in 2024? In 2024, she got slutted out. She got he smashed. Like, y'all still under the impression that women don't like fucking too? I tell you what, tell one of your best girlfriends to sneak you in or go hang out at a Magic Mike show. Go hang out at Thunder Down Under. Go hang out in Chippendales. And then you come back and reassess. See if women don't like fucking too. See if women don't like getting felt up and fucking random men and getting smacked in the mouth with a penis and a glitter thong. Women like sex. I know you guys, and I know you guys hate that idea, but women love sex. They love sex. They like sex. They've been oppressed and suppressed to act like they don't, but they do. And listen, I have a girlfriend that works at Magic Mike, so I can get free tickets whenever I want. Whenever I have girlfriends in town, I'm like, hey, I can get tickets to Magic Mike. It is fucking madness in there. And I'm talking about even women that are about to get married with the little white veil. Women like sex. You get slutted out. What does that even fucking mean? Women like sex. Women like sex like men like sex. Now, it can make you uncomfortable, and that's fine. You can have religion in your head, and your mama in your head, and daddy in your head, and your boys in your head, because you can't be with no slut. You can have all that in your head. But women are still going to like sex. 50 Shades of Grey is still going to be $1 billion franchise. Women like sex. The sooner y'all get over that, the sooner y'all accept that, the sooner y'all get along with women, the sooner you'll be having better sex. Because she doesn't have to pretend she's not a freak. You're welcome. All right, guys. So I'm out of here. I beat y'all in the head enough. I hope you learned something. Please, this is Black Stars Podcast. Give me a like and subscribe. You know the algorithm is never kind to me. So if you're catching a replay, leave a comment in the comments. I don't care if it's a thumbs up, one of these emojis. Leave something in the comment section. If you like what you heard and you like what you see, buy the girl a smoothie. Cash App is right there scrolling at the bottom. See it right there? It's crawling. Cash App is on the block with Jen. I will see you guys hopefully tomorrow. Let's see what I thank you so much, Easy. It was a pleasure to come and talk to you guys tonight. I have to get to some dinner and making some phone calls. Don't forget, going to be bringing you one-on-one. I got some great one-on-one interviews. If you go to my gallery, I have some more coming up. I have a really juicy interview coming up with a guy that wanted to date me for like 15 years. I actually got him to come into the show, and I interviewed him, and we talked a little bit about that, like dating and all that crazy shit. It's a very funny interview. I hope you guys enjoy that. I'll be dropping that soon. That was already done. Thank you for being here, guys, and thank you for the really good. You guys were on fire in the chat tonight with the comments. I love when you participate and give me extra stuff to talk about. Good night, guys. Hit the like and subscribe. Cash App on the block with Jen, and I will see you mañana. Good night. Go lick your wounds. Mama loves you.